So we are on boring daily content. Last night I had an issue with the car where the temperature gauge is not working and the fans are staying on even after it's done running. It is only 16 degrees here, so no reason for the fans to be doing that. And obviously it's not recording any kind of temperature that the motor is. So I went to Advance, got a few things. This is a 2001 Chevy Impala with a 3.8 liter. And I'm pretty sure what the issue is because I've already looked over, I've removed the engine cover and I've already looked at the wiring and everything. It appears to be okay. It looks like the coolant temperature sensor is bad. So that is what we're going to be replacing today. And because of where it's at and you having to pull off the thermostat housing, I'm going to go ahead and do one of those because I have no idea if it's ever been replaced or if it was replaced, when the last time it was. So obviously step one, go ahead and pull the engine cover. You'll have to pull the oil cap off first and then it just kind of pops off. But these are, sorry, my garage is a mess and I will be turning the heater on because it's really, really cold today. But these are the parts that I got. So that is the thermostat. I think it was only like $9. Here's the temperature sensor. And then you need a gasket for the thermostat housing. So first step is get the heater on because I can't feel my feet. And then we're going to go ahead and start removing stuff. So I know the car needs a valve cover gasket, but it looks like there's two 10mm bolts that hold this on, and we'll be able to pull the housing off. So hopefully I don't get burnt because I did drive this car to actually go get the parts so it's fully at operating temp. But let me show you what inside looks like and what it's actually doing. So like I said, the car is at full operating temp. And as you can tell, it is completely cold. And you can hear the fans are running. So this is also afterwards. With it 16 degrees, I believe the car is going in like a limp mode basically to protect itself because it has no idea what temperature it is running. So I'm gonna get the heater on, I'll pull the thermostat housing off, and then I'll show you where the actual sensor is. I heard it's kind of fun to get to because it's tucked under this, I guess, dog bone mount in the front, but I'll see how hard it is. Like I said, sorry in advance. That thing's loud, but I can't feel my feet or toes. So just to show that I'm not lying, the car is at operating temp. You can see the smoke coming out of there. Obviously, I'm glad I did a new gasket on there. There's the thermostat, and right below there, let me grab a light real quick. Keep this thing out of the way. So right below there is the actual sensor, which is do not touch the exhaust. It's right there. So you can see I'm gonna have to get a wrench on there. Doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look like it's a good time either, but like I said, you don't lose a whole lot of coolant, but this is one of those jobs that you have to remove it anyway. You might as well replace the thermostat. It doesn't look super old, but yeah, there you go. That'll show you how hot it is. It doesn't look super old, but I'm in there and I'm replacing it with a new one anyway. Not that it was hard, it's only two 10mm bolts, but not doing it again. So I went ahead and removed the front dog bone. You don't really have to do that. I thought it would save me some room. I don't know if it actually helped or not. It's only 2 bolts anyway. There's the sensor, it's halfway out. Well, there you go. There's the sensor, it's halfway out. So I did plan on losing a little bit of coolant, but I have more Dex cool that I can add to it. So the wrench that I'm using is a 3/4 for that. And once it comes out, I'm sure you're going to lose coolant, so you're probably going to have to move quick if you don't want coolant everywhere. So On top of this, there is a bleeder valve that I'm going to take it up the road once I do this. You might not have to bleed it, but there's the bleeder cap if you would have to for whatever reason. So let me finish getting this out and put the new one in, and then we'll start installing the new thermostat. So I got the old sensor out. The new one is started. When you're loosening this, you're going to want to go towards the passenger side, and when you're tightening it, it's going to go towards the driver's side. Try to switch that out as fast as you can to eliminate some of the coolant that you lose. Mine got pretty much, I tried to get as quick as I could, but there is the old sensor. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like there's anything wrong, but maybe there's an internal fault. So let's finish tightening this up. We'll add the new thermostat and gasket and reassemble. I'll add a coolant and we'll take it for a test drive. Okay, so new sensor's in. I went ahead and plugged the harness back in. There's the new thermostat, the new gasket. On this, you'll want to make sure that the mating surface where you put that is clean, and then just tighten it back up, and then check the coolant level once you've started it up and let it run for a minute. Okay, so everything's back together. I put the dog bone mount on. Whenever I put it in a different gear, there's a squeak in the front, which I figured was a motor mount, but I actually think it's these. These are the ones that are, sounds like the bushing in the front, but that's a video for another day. So everything is back together. I'm gonna go ahead and start this, let it run for a little bit, make sure that there's no leaks, and then we're gonna check the coolant. All right, so this pretty much wraps up this video. You may end up with a little bit of smoke from the coolant that you lost, obviously. I do have to put the engine cover back on, that's easy. I still have to check the coolant one last time, and I still need to verify that there's no more bubbles in the system. I'm gonna have to take it up the road. Let me show you the temperature gauge, and I actually had to clear a code. So there was no check engine light on in this car. Sorry, I'm screaming. There was no check engine light on in this car. However, when I hooked up my code reader, I should have showed you it. There was actually a code for, I think it was P0028, and it was for a thermostat. So when I started the car, nothing actually happened as far as the temperature gauge. It was still down in the dash, like it was not at temperature. As you can tell, it is slowly starting to rise. The moment that I cleared the code, the temperature gauge started moving again. So just because there isn't a light on in the dash, you may end up with a warning. So I don't know if the thermostat itself was bad or if the temperature sensor was bad, but either way, it's fixed. And like I said, I had issues. It was most likely part of the thermostat. I had issues with this thing being able to regulate temperature whenever I was driving. So heat feels nice and hot, and hopefully this fixes it. So quick, easy video, and then sorry it's boring content, but if you guys have any other ideas or tips how to make this easier, go ahead and comment below, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.